Vlog Gang. We're back with another video.
Today we're going to be doing a try not to look away challenge. We're going to be looking at stuff that people usually will look away or, you know, not want to see. And if one of us look away, then that means that person loses the challenge.
Charge Nurse Robert Bleasdale is the first to...
Clean.
Along with breaks and abrasions, blood is an all too familiar sight at Northampton General A&E. What they don't see every day, however, is someone who's been bleeding out of their beak for a week. Someone like Roger Thurlow.
I suppose it did start on Monday morning when I went into the office, and it's now 8:30 at night on Friday.
It's been a bit of an eye-opener for Roger, I'm afraid. Despite the blood-soaked bandage hooked under his hooter, managing Roger's discharge is a full-time job.
We're tearing bits off as Roger needs them, just to stem a little bit of the
I've got through one of those already today.
Roger's troubles began with a polyp, a build-up of hard skin on the inside of the nostril. The polyp was removed in a routine procedure, but a few days later, bleeding began. A nosebleed might not seem that dangerous, but Roger's at risk from some potentially nasty complications.
If a person loses a lot of blood, he can die from it, can die from shock and blood clotting problems. It's a potentially life-threatening condition.
With congealed blood backing up in Roger's nose and throat, Dr. Salvia knows what's coming and kits herself out accordingly. Her first job is to clear the blocked passages.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take the bolster now. I'm going to look away.
If, like Carol, you're a little squeamish, you'd be well advised to look away now. As the bolster comes away, a nostril full of congealed blood comes with it.
Not this?
With yourself.
And once the nose is hoovered out, Dr. Salvia's next step is to insert creamed packs up the nostrils to prevent further bleeding.
I'm just going to put this, and hopefully this would stop the bleeding. Okay.
Oh, right, so no need to cauterize anything.
Yeah, no need to cauterize.
Right.
There's a wet stuff, it's antibacterial.
Good.
Unfortunately for Roger, his throat is filled with more of these blood slugs. There's only one simple way to get them out, and it's not pleasant.
Can't stand the sight of blood.
Time for Carol, and anyone out there watching who's not keen on the sight of blood, to look away again.
It's horrific. Absolutely horrific.
That was it, alright.
I can honestly say I haven't seen as bad on the horror movies. I mean, it was just phenomenal. It was like a large piece of liver. We then saw something rather like a whole sliver of liver, wasn't it? I mean, it was just absolutely amazingly bad.
After a quick gargle and a rinse, it's clear the bleeding still hasn't stopped, and Dr. Salvia tries a new approach. Inflatable packs, known as nasal tampons, to keep the blood at bay.
Oh, God, straight.
Just relax. Sorry, it's just horrible.
Oh, it's not nice.
Sorry. Sorry.
That's alright.
I'm inflating some air to hold it, so to stop the bleeding. It's like a pressure.
That's right. Dr. Salvia is going to blow up those brain ticklers like a bicycle tyre. If these packs don't stop the flow, the only other option is surgery. Roger will stay in the ward overnight, but for now, medics have managed to stem the tide of blood.
All I can say is thank heavens for the NHS.
After his horrific ordeal, Roger can finally rest. It's a whole 3 days before doctors give the go-ahead for the removal of Roger's packs.
The ice is going to constrict the blood vessels on the bridge of the nose, so when the packs come out, there won't be any bleeding, hopefully. Okay. I'm just just going to gently remove these packs, alright? Bit of a tugging. Okay, well done, you're doing really well. Just keep breathing normally for me.
Well, I've got to say that was a cinch.
Yeah? If bleeding resumes now, Roger will be straight into surgery.
Ah,
Sorry, you're alright.
yeah, that one's a little more. That's alright, that.
The packs do come out smoothly, but there's a nerve-wracking wait to see if bleeding begins again.
It's a sudden shock to find you can breathe through your nose again. It's wonderful. I'm a very happy chappie.
An hour later, Roger's out of bed and ready to go home.
First thing you want when you get home, nice cup of tea. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's nice that he's going to be coming home.
Oh my god, that was just so.
Bizarre cases aren't just restricted to Britain. This series, we've gone global in our search for the most extraordinary emergencies on Earth. Across the pond, one man's plans for an afternoon in the Texas sunshine turned into surreal horror when he got caught in the deadliest of honey traps.
His face was just blacked up, 2 inches thick, just full of bees.
Dad! Did you have difficulty breathing or swallowing? Wake up!
Every time I try to move him, they just fall off and make room for more to hit him.
I can't get to it. They're killing me.
I thought he was dead.
That's not funny, but.
Lamar Lacaze is a Texas barber, John Wayne fanatic, steer roper, and now bee attack survivor. Last summer, after a busy morning cutting hair, he decided to give the weeds on his land a short back and sides. Lamar didn't know it, but he had the neighbours from hell. At the edge of his property was a rusty old water heater, home to 70,000 Africanized honeybees.
Well, we call them the killer bees.
They're vicious little buggers.
Bee attacks can be started by loud noise and vibrations like, ooh, a tractor, say, even up to 100 feet away.
I didn't see one bee or two bees or anything. They were just there.
A dense, deadly black cloud of bees swarmed over Lamar in a flash. Over 2,000 bees attacked Lamar's head, targeting the warmth of his breath, suffocating him.
They'd fly up on the nose and I'd blow them out, and then I'd try to breathe and they'd fly into my mouth. I had to spit them out.
This kamikaze colony of apian assassins sank more than 2,000 stingers into his skin.
I couldn't open my eyes because they'd sting. Got in my ears, stung in the nose, tried to mash them and get them off.
Lamar collapsed as the devastating dose of poisonous bee venom brought him closer and closer to death.
I said, I can't lose consciousness because if I do, they're going to get in my mouth and up my nose and suffocate me. You'd be a goner then.
Lamar's son, Trey, embarked on a desperate 90-minute search to track down his dad.
Slumped over with his head against the fence, and I thought he was dead.
When fire brigade paramedics found Lamar smothered in bees, they feared the worst.
He wasn't moving at all. It didn't look like he was breathing. I mean, just this limp body was laying there.
Firefighters blasted Lamar's head with bee-killing foam, but feared this would be a hopeless case. Until Lamar moaned.
I remember looking at my partner going, oh crud, he's still alive.
His body flooded with deadly toxic venom, and barely breathing, Lamar was rushed to Seaton Medical Center. His wife Lois watched ER staff swarm over him to save his life.
All I could hear was the doctor giving orders, a nurse was putting in an IV, somebody was cutting his jeans off, somebody was trying to ask him questions and he was not responding. Somebody else said, well, there's a bee coming out of his ear.
Over 2,000 stingers had left Lamar's head covered in bruises, blisters, and black spots.
What I thought was dirt were stingers.
all over this gentleman's head, shoulders, neck.
The ear canal, the throat, the neck, the eyes.
When we separated his eyelids, there were bee stingers along the lash line.
His head looked like a pincushion.
The stinger has a sac of venom on the end of it. So you take the tip of the tweezers and you get as close to the skin as you can and pull on the stinger, trying not to squeeze any more venom into Mr. LaCase's skin.
I said, I think I still got some in the roof of my mouth. So she took a pair of tweezers and pulled 8 more out of the top of my mouth.
It wasn't just a couple here and there. It was, it was black by the time we were done pulling them out.
Medics found it hard to keep a tally on the total of stingers stuck in Lamar. Somewhere after the 1200 mark, they lost count. The pain of just one sting is bad enough for some, but it's the poisonous venom that can be life-threatening, as Lamar found out.
He swelled more, and by morning he was completely blind.
50 stings can cause cramps, shortness of breath, and a rapid pulse.
He was not out of the woods. In fact, it was just getting really worse.
The venom from 100 stings can paralyze the respiratory system and in some cases kill. Lamar had 20 times this amount.
He began to bleed from his eyes and his nose and his ears a couple of days after he was in the hospital, when he should have been getting better. I said, Lamar, I love you. And he still didn't respond.
The venom was also eating away at Lamar's muscles and organs.
He had muscle damage to the heart, he had muscle damage to the body, and he also had kidney damage.
Against the odds, Lamar started to come back from the brink of death, but his progress was slow. His recovery took a staggering 7 days. Dialysis helped flush out the venom. The swelling subsided, and one by one, his ravaged organs started to come back online.
They saved my life up there at the hospital.
After a week in intensive care, Lamar was allowed home. The killer bees were now just killer wannabes, but the attackers left a sting in the tail.
One night I woke up fighting bees. Now I have these phantom nerves.